welcome back to the Wrestle Debate and to another edition of NXT Out of 10. It is all the fallout from TakeOver 30 over the weekend, where Karrion Kross won the NXT title. However, he started off the show with some bad news. Yes, that's right, Kross came down to the ring to start NXT, and something felt unusual. He said, "I told you again and again I would be NXT champion, and I would make everyone suffer." And TakeOver XXX, Kross said he kept his promises. However, he suffered an injury that meant he couldn't defend his NXT championship. But he said no doubt he would be back to win his title again. I'm not going to grade this. This is just incredibly sad. Kross made a great start to his run in NXT, and I wish him all the best in his recovery. First match was the NXT Tag Team title match between Imperium and Breezango. Breezango attacked Imperium before the match. Bartel then got on top and kept Fandango in the corner, allowing Eichner to come in. Imperium were in top. A knee clothesline combination nearly put them down. However, Breeze eventually got the tag, hit a supermodel kick. Bartel then stunned Breeze with a European uppercut. The finish came when, after lots of back and forth action, Fandango tagged in and hit the last dance, getting a 1-2-3. This was actually a really good, solid match, and I couldn't believe it when Breezango became NXT champions. And I'm actually quite pleased, to be honest. They're great, so I'm going to give it 6.75 out of 10. Damian Priest then was backstage and shrugged off an interview before getting into a quick altercation with Timothy Thatcher. Then we got Timothy Thatcher versus Jake Atlas. Timothy Thatcher stomped out Atlas quickly to pick up the 1-2-3 with the Willow Bell. Following the match, Ciampa, it seemed, is now a heel again, and this is excellent news. Just destroyed Ciampa, hitting his neck on the apron. And this is getting a 7 out of 10 from me. Heel Ciampa is the best Ciampa, and I can't wait to have him back. Enson Reed was being interviewed backstage, saying he wanted to challenge Damian Priest before he was interrupted by Austin Theory. So apparently he's now back on NXT. Mia Ying was then in the ring for a match against Mercedes Martinez. Shotzi Blackheart then ran over Robert Stone again, which who doesn't love that? And then we got Shotzi Blackheart versus Mia Yim. Blackheart had Mia Yim early, as Yim was not prepared to face her. Yim caught 2 of Blackheart's kicks and was on top. However, Blackheart continued to dominate and finished her with a diving senton for the win. This is getting a 6.5 out of 10. Probably the best part of the match was the early part with the Robert Stone, but except that, it was a decent match, so yeah. Now, William Regal came down to the ring and announced we're getting Gargano v Balor v Ciampa v Cole next week in a fatal 4-way 60-minute Iron Man match for the NXT title next week. Madness. Then we got Isaiah Swerve Scott versus Santos Escobar for the championship. Swerve Scott had Santos Escobar on the ropes early on. Back from the break, Escobar had taken over and trapped him in a headlock. The match continued to go back and forth for a little while. When the finish came, when Legado del Fantasma had an interruption, Don DeMars headbutted Scott and removed it. And that was all it took to get the win. 6.5 out of 10. Good match, but the finish was a bit dumb, really. Gargano then told us how he was going to win next week, as did Balor, before we got Kyle O'Reilly versus Drake Maverick. Drake Maverick was fired up and took it to the Undisputed Era at the beginning. O'Reilly then managed to get in control, picked up a win pretty quickly with a double leg heel hook. After the match, Fish and Strong attempted to attack Maverick. O'Reilly attempted to hold them off, but Killian Dane rushed down the ring to attack them and then hit Drake Maverick and turned heel. This didn't really make much sense. 6 out of 10. And in our main event, it was Rhea Ripley and Io Shirai versus Raquel Gonzalez and Dakota Kai before Adam Cole told us why he was going to win. Rhea Ripley and Raquel Gonzalez squared off straight away. Kai tagged in Gonzalez and Shirai tagged in, and they had a bit of a brawl for a little while after their match. Then it just went back and forth, really, a classic tag match. The finish came when a pump handle bounced Ripley off the mat and then earned Gonzalez a win after an interruption from Mercedes Martinez. That's going to get a 6.5 from me. A decent match. but disappointed to see Rhea Ripley lose again. All this week, NXT is going to get a 6.5 out of 10 from me. It was a fairly decent show, but there were just some average segments in it really that brought the grade down. But overall, a pretty solid show, and I can't wait for next week with the Fatal 4-Way match. Anyway guys, that is it for this video. Thanks very much for watching. Remember to like, share, subscribe. Let me know what you thought in the comments down below. Remember to follow me on Twitter, link in the description below for daily wrestling news, and subscribe to my other channels on screen right now. That would be greatly appreciated. Thanks very much for watching. Peace.